I'm Jakub.
I'm Yuri.
And we're going for a drive.
'19 Chevy Bolt.
Premier.
And it's green.
It's called Shock.
It's good. I like it.
It is really good for this car.
The G-Wagon color.
It's good and bad. I'll get to that a little bit later.
Horsepower and torque.
Is that what we should give the people first?
Horsepower, torque, and EV range?
Yeah, okay. 200 horsepower, 266 pound-feet of torque, 383 kilometers of range, 238 miles for our American friends.
That's good.
Those are all very good numbers.
That is like the ideal amount of mileage I need for an electric car.
And horsepower, and torque.
Well, this car's quick.
This car is very quick. Like, you floor it, you're like,
yeah,
like it's quick.
And it's a burnout machine.
It is a burnout monster. DJ Jakub in the house. Listen to this record scratch. We reviewed the BMW i3S.
Yep.
I had several complaints. I'm going to use this review to justify all of my complaints and tell you why this is a better car.
Go for it.
Number one, this has optional one-pedal driving, and I could do it two different ways. I can either do it through the regular shifter, which is another complaint. This also has a regular shifter. Thank you, Chevy. I put it in L, and now I have one-pedal driving.
What I like about that whole shifter thing is you don't see the L button until you're in drive.
It's such a little detail, but it's so nice.
So for those people who don't know, one-pedal driving is when you lift off the throttle pedal and you start slowing down because you're not putting your foot on the throttle.
That's right. So you pretty much don't have to use the brakes at all.
There you go.
And you get maximum regen. Speaking of regen, I also have a paddle. And I say paddle because it's one left paddle to control my regen with my hand. I absolutely love it. The only thing I would change is give it more of a range, so it's not just like an on-off switch, it's kind of like a brake pedal.
So you want...
I want a brake pedal for my left hand.
Like a PlayStation controller button.
Yeah, kind of. Like the...
L2?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. The good thing about that is it doesn't flash up the brake lights right away.
No, it takes a little bit of time because it also kicks in a little bit slower than your actual brakes or L.
So you got to hold it for like 1 second before the brake lights kick in. So if you just tap to slow yourself down...
That's right.
You're not that menace of society, just flashing your brake lights like a psychopath, which is what I was worried about with electric cars.
Exactly, and the BMW i3S had none of that stuff. It just forced you one-pedal driving. I did not like that. This is the perfect solution.
I kind of agree with that. However, I get the whole, like, this is how we made it for you. Drive it this one way. We made it good this way.
I like options. This gives me those. Next thing, everything is super intuitive. Everything's normal. It feels like a normal car in here, unlike the i3S, which had the shifter up here. It wasn't intuitive.
Yeah, there's a lot of normal car stuff here. What's nice is that the screen is gigantic as well.
Yeah. When you're charging it, I'll get to the charge times later. With the charge times, it actually tells you when it will be fully charged, unlike the BMW i3S.
It's a nice feature to have.
Yeah, that's not even a nice feature. That's like mandatory. Anyways, continuing with my rant. Infotainment. Okay, so what they did right with this one, everything is displayed so clearly. My range impacts, oh my God, this is the smartest screen I've ever seen. Technique, terrain, climate settings, outside temperature. I know exactly how everything is impacting my current drive.
So in this Bolt, the only way you can clear this settings for, you know, your detail stuff is a last full charge. I charged to 100%, but it still didn't clear it. So let's try resetting all the settings in the car. This is dumb. Did it work? Nope. Cool car.
And then I get to my gauge cluster right in the middle. I have the smartest gauge I've ever seen. I have a min, a max, and my regular average that I should probably get of my full range. It's all clearly displayed, and my power, and when I'm regenning, this is perfect.
If you're saying this infotainment's good, it must be really good.
Yeah. It's exactly what I want in an electric car. Everything that I would want, logically, is perfectly displayed.
So now you get it. Like when I see an infotainment that's so bad or so good, or a screen or gauges, like...
I get why you go off on things.
Yeah, because like, when it's really good, it's really good.
Yeah, and this is really good to me.
Yeah, I like it too.
Next thing, it has Android Auto.
And Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, but the i3S only had Apple CarPlay.
Oh, we're still in the comparison.
Yeah. This is all Jakub rant, okay. i3S, and justifying why this is better.
Okay, yeah.
Next thing.
Rewinding satellite radio stations.
No, that's for you later.
Oh,
we gotta save
i3S
that.
has it.
The driving position. It's actually pretty much exactly the same as the i3S. It's really high up, I don't like it, but I just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
You will appreciate that if you like a high driving position. And in general, the interior is super normal, as I already said, and the exterior is also super normal, which I appreciate.
Okay, so I appreciate wackiness.
Yes, you do.
That's why I think the i3 looks like a million times cooler than this does, except for this color.
However, did you notice that the headlights kind of look like the ones in the i3S? The outlines for
Yeah,
the LEDs? Yeah. That was my
Hold
favorite part of the i3S, and this is my favorite part of it here.
Okay, that's cool.
And the exterior door handles are completely normal, and this does not have suicide doors, which is actually minus points because suicide doors are cool.
So what you're saying is the i3S is cooler?
No, only the suicide doors portion of that is. But the normal door handles on this one, way better.
All right.
That's the end of my rant. Thank you for listening.
So
this is a better car. To me.
To you?
To me.
Okay.
And the range, last final thing, the range is way better.
Yeah, but next year's range, this is 2019, the 2019 i3 is going to have a better range, and then we'll talk about it more there. And maybe that little generator will kick it into the lead compared to full electric.
I don't think it will.
Well,
this is still 400 kilometers almost.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, we will. What would you like to talk about now that I've got that off my chest?
Let's talk about the looks then.
Okay.
The amazing color is the best part of this.
Yes, as I said, shock, $495.
Do you almost feel like it's too obnoxious for an electric car?
I actually do. I feel like I'm that jerk that everybody's judging because I'm so damn electric that I have an electric car in the brightest green color.
I love it. I don't think it's that crazy. I think Chevrolet's been killing it with their colors lately. Like everything on the Spark is amazing, that coral color and everything.
The color is really cool
And
to
the
see.
price is fine compared to like
Yeah.
a $3,000 Volkswagen option, right?
Yeah, but those are kind of like Porsche paints almost, so like I get why they're charging that much.
Yeah, whatever.
Now let's talk about regular stuff that I usually like to talk about. Power and handling, it's both pretty good. Handling, not the best, whatever. It's an electric car and it's not meant to handle.
Would you say it's a little understeery?
Yeah.
The most torque steer you've ever had in your life.
The most torque steer ever. So when you floor it, even on the highway, it's like, okay, torque steer.
But it's cool. Like it's an electric car
super
with a lot
cool.
of power. That's what you want.
Exactly. Power, instant. That's why I love electric cars. It's just any RPM, because there aren't really any RPM. So any speed, it's just instant. This is the perfect amount of power. Like minimum for fun.
I think this is perfect power and range for electric cars for 2019.
I agree.
They figured it out.
Even 18, because this has been out for a little while. This has been the king.
It's honestly like really cool. There's a lot of cool stuff that I'm very excited to talk about.
I love this car. And you know what I do love? Cliche corner. However, I don't know if I love sending this into cliche because the tires are just absolutely screaming.
That is very understeer.
Yeah, I can't do a full send, but I could do a half electric send, and there's some torque steer.
Well, a full send would put you into the ditch.
Yeah, exactly. And I can press the sport button, which is right here, and I can turn off my traction if I really want to end up in the ditch.
So what does sport do?
Sport just gives you a little bit more throttle response. That's it. And now that I've sent it, I think I'm going to send you into the driver's seat.
Okay, but first, we have a sponsor for today's episode.
Yes, we do.
DV Shop hooked us up with some G-Drive mobile SSDs.
dvshop.ca is where we buy all of our camera stuff.
The G-Drive mobile SSD 1 terabyte.
Is it rugged?
Yes, apparently you can drop it from like 2 meters onto a carpet surface and it'll be fine.
Can you drive over it with a Chevy Bolt?
It says it can. I'm not gonna do it on this one, but we'll do it on the test drive to see how the case holds up.
Perfect.
And my favorite part about this is how small it is. Like,
it's really
how many of these
nice.
can you fit in your camera bag? Like 1 million?
Yeah.
So check out dvshop.ca for camera stuff. They help us out all the time. And try G-Drive, hard drive. They've been working great for us.
We love them.
My turn to drive.
All right.
All right, I've got a couple things I don't like about the Bolt. Let me get into them for you. I'm doing a road trip up north right now. I'm gonna add into the video. So while I'm charging the car, I figured I'd sit around on my Wi-Fi. So I've got my Bolt EV Wi-Fi, but I have to turn on the car to get there. There's no accessory mode. And then what happens is once you turn off the car, after about like 10 minutes, it'll turn off and you need to reconnect to the Wi-Fi again. Wouldn't it be nice if it just stayed on? The next thing, if I click energy, you know, I'm on a road trip. I want to get all my details for this road trip, see how well I do. But I can't reset it unless I do a full charge. And by full charge doesn't mean 100%, it means like 100% and keep it plugged in. So this whole screen is useless to me because I live in an apartment where I can't just let it sit and trickle charge to full percentage. I even tried resetting everything in the defaults and stuff, and I still couldn't do it.
Yuri, rip it a little. Sport, traction off.
Window down.
Burnout machine.
In the rain, it's like the funniest thing in the world.
You could do a burnout basically until you let off the gas. I mean, throttle, accelerator, pedal.
Yes, so driving this, like you said, it's very good. You can do the 1 foot braking very easily. 1 foot with the paddle, it's great.
It's amazing.
On the right side, we also have paddles, but it's split in half because it's our volume control.
That's right.
So let's talk about infotainment.
Go for it.
It looks way cooler than anything I've seen from GM. It kind of looks like a tablet, you know, like it's got those grids like the old Windows thing.
Yeah.
So you have satellite radio, doesn't rewind, no big deal. You've got a volume knob, you've got a left-right for tuning. You don't have a tuning knob.
Just tuning buttons.
Yeah, but like it's pretty good, you know. Let's get into some of the fun stuff about the infotainment. We don't have a map in here, which is fine because we have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
They work perfectly and they take up the whole...
They do not work perfectly.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
They do not work perfectly.
They work 99% perfectly.
Okay, so when I'm in Apple CarPlay, I was on the phone with you. And then I couldn't go back, click my home button and go back to anything outside of Apple CarPlay. So I was stuck in Apple CarPlay, which is insane.
Yeah, what happened to me was I also used this car and used Android Auto. I was also on a phone call with Yuri and I was watching where I was going with my map, and then Yuri called and I could no longer use my map.
Yeah, you know, sometimes people need to use their map while they're on a call. So.
I legitimately had no directions while I was talking to Yuri.
Is there no quality control for this stuff in this car? Like, how did this get past anyone?
I don't know. That's like the simplest thing, directions and a phone call.
Yeah, like I need to do both at once.
Yeah.
Besides that, it works great.
Perfect, yeah.
Now what's not perfect? The reverse camera. Like, okay, it's full screen, that's nice.
How many pixels? You can count them, right?
Probably like 8, 9.
Yeah. We complained about the Mazda backup camera. Oh my God, that's a godsend compared to this one.
Nah, they're both deserving.
Yeah, but this is a bigger screen, so it makes it look even worse.
It's just like, okay, remember the Toyota that had the reverse camera in the rearview mirror?
Yeah.
It's like that resolution just blown up for a whole screen. All the charge screens are pretty cool. Not my favorite. I do like the Ionic stuff a lot more.
I love these ones.
We have our heated seats in the bottom left and bottom right.
Oh, how intuitive. I'm looking at you, Prius Prime. Watch that video.
Yeah, we have our climate stuff at the bottom and a dedicated energy button to throw up your energy screen, which is cool. I think it's kind of like a start menu in Windows.
Yeah, I can see that.
Even in Apple CarPlay, it's still down there.
But most people will be familiar with it because most people have Windows.
And hard buttons for the climate. It's like the perfect mix of everything.
It is, it really is.
Next thing, the gauges. You said they're perfect. I think they're also very good. What I really like is that you've got 3 different modes for the layout: classic, modern, and enhanced. Classic is like very simple. Modern has a little bit more stuff, and enhanced has like all the exact numbers that you want.
Enhanced is by far my favorite.
What I like to do though in the menus is click down, 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 and it's blank. Just a big number and that's it.
Fair enough.
What's also cool is that you've got little arrows that show you where to go. So I know that clicking right will do nothing. Now, my next complaint would be when you go to a blank screen, the next one would make the number gigantic.
Oh, of course.
Which would be pretty badass.
It would be, I guess.
Not badass, it would be nice.
And around the main screen, we have some gloss black. It's very minimal, a little bit annoying, but whatever.
It serves as a shelf for your touchscreen.
Yeah, and then around the shifter as well. But again, very minimal. The rest of it, super cool. We got like shiny gloss white.
We've got the piano white,
Yeah.
piano key white, and then we've got digital camo square grid weird pattern.
The coolest pattern ever.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love electric car patterns and ideas and materials.
So do I.
Seats are all right. Is there lumbar? I don't feel like there's lumbar on here.
No, at least not on the driver's side
I
or
could
passenger
use a
side.
little bit of lumbar.
Yeah, the seats are like okay. They're scooped around the back, so there's a little bit more room in the back, but still not the best for someone 6'1.5" behind someone 6'1.5".
Visibility is friggin' amazing.
Amazing.
Like all these windows and little gaps and stuff, it's very good.
A-pillars are huge, but they added those little windows, so it's fine. What about the visor test, Yuri?
Let's find out. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yes!
It started sliding before I even put any pressure on it.
And what about the box test?
Let's find out. Hey, that's your line. With the bottom panel removed and put behind the passenger and driver seat, we get 9 boxes, and here's Kevsky Pops' box.
Shout out Kevsky Pops, patreon.com/TheStraightPipes.
Back to the review.
Close the thing though.
Oh yeah.
Now that we're back from the box test, what about the coffee cup test?
It does fit a small cup of coffee perfectly.
Boom!
And what about the dog test?
Rex test, let's find out. You ready to test this car? Okay. Passes. Also the Prius passes too. Watch that video. Now that we're done with the interior, exterior,
Taillights.
I like them.
Friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
I like those cool squiggly lines.
Yeah.
I think that's a very cool idea, very cool original design.
It's not like super electric, it's just like really, really nice looking.
Wheels.
Wheels are just normal enough for me to like them.
One more thing about the car.
What's that?
The steering wheel's really loud.
I did notice that actually. I don't know what material that is.
Whatever. That's not a real issue. That's just like a stupid thing we've noticed. Do not take that seriously, viewers.
No. Charge times, because this is an electric car.
Level 1, level 2, and level 3.
It does all of them. Level 1, guess how long that takes to charge from dead?
2 days.
Just over that actually.
What's that in Canadian?
60 Canadian hours is what I've estimated, because they don't actually provide an actual number. I had to divide it, do some math. Level 2 does 40 kilometers per hour. So that's approximately 9.5 hours for a full charge, which is not bad. I think that's the sweet spot. DC fast charging, the way that you can charge your car the fastest, but you usually have to pay for it. It's approximately 290 kilometers per hour. However, once you get to 80%, it slows down a lot. So my estimate for that, because Chevy doesn't actually provide a time, is about 3 to 6 hours. Now, there's one charging station near me, and it's about 20 bucks an hour. So that's about $60 to $120 to charge this thing to go about 400 kilometers if you needed it as level 3 from dead.
Okay, let's think about it this way. 0 to 80% is very fast, and then it slows down. But the time you're paying per minute doesn't change.
That's right.
So I think the ideal thing to do with electric cars, charge to 80% on fast chargers when you need it.
Yes.
And then do the rest at home or whatever.
Or a free level 2 somewhere.
Because I was at the mall with the i3, I plugged it in, cool, and it's like 80%, and now it's slowing down after half an hour. And then for the second half hour, I got like 10% more battery, and I paid the exact same as 0 to 80%.
Exactly.
Think about that, people.
And with electric car life, what I had to do is to charge this car enough to be able to review it today, I had to have my wife drive me to Tim Hortons, use the level 2 charger, leave the car there for several hours, get driven back in a gas car to pick it up, and then it'll have approximately 80% charge.
Okay, I have an issue with that. Etiquette. So laundry room, example. You go down there, they're all taken. You say, okay, this is gonna be done in 20 minutes. You come down in 20 minutes, and it's another 10, 15 minutes before the guy is there to collect his laundry so you can use the machine.
Right.
That's what you're doing, kind of.
I'm not though. I didn't leave it charging, it was still 80%.
Okay, that's like you going to somebody else's apartment building and using their laundry machine.
But how do I charge my car if I don't have enough power at home?
You go to something that's pay.
Well, there's a guy beside me when I got there that did the same thing.
See, I don't think that's good electric car etiquette. Just like if you're at a mall, you get the notification, my car is done charging, you should stop shopping, go to your car, move it so the next person can charge, and then go back to shopping.
I don't have 3 to 4 hours, 9.5 hours if it's dead, to sit there and watch it charge.
And you should have gone to the level 3 and paid, because I think that's poor electric car charging etiquette.
I'd have to go to that for 1 hour, get my 80%, and then I have to spend another hour or 2 at the level 2. So there's 3 hours that at least I've wasted.
Could you not do 80% at the level 3 and then the rest at home?
No, it would take way too long.
But it's just the last 20%, I think it'd be fine.
No, it's way too long on level 1.
But with this increased range in this model compared to other EVs, I don't think you need to fully charge it.
Right, but I'm saying if you need to fully charge it, because if you want to go 383 kilometers, that's what you have to do.
Poor etiquette. Let us know in the comments about electric car etiquette. What do you think is good, bad? Sorry, that was quite a bit of a rant, but It's like...
I agree, it is poor etiquette,
really
but
need
you
to figure it
have
out.
to do that.
And like when there's more electric cars, it's all going to be clogged up.
Exactly. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that's what you have to do right now.
Make this comment section about electric charging etiquette. We're going to respond to a lot of that stuff. So let's get into the price now.
It's kind of a lot, but it's a lot of electric car for the price. Just over $51,000.
Canadian.
That's right. Do you think this is a good price?
For the amount of range, for what this is at the current time, like the only real competitor for this is the Model 3.
Pretty much.
So like, would you take this over another electric car?
Any other electric car currently? No. But I have not driven the Hyundai Kona EV yet.
I kind of like the way Hyundais do their interiors for electric cars a little more. Well, the screens, buttons, layouts, it's got rewinding satellite radio stations. So I think I would prefer that. But right now in this, like, this is
my
fantastic.
Favorite. This is my favorite electric car that I've driven by far.
This or the i3?
That was a joke.
I like pretty much everything else about the i3 more except for the mileage.
Price and range and everything.
Okay, besides price?
No, you can't. There's no besides price. People have to pay to buy these things.
Besides price, range, and how it moved around on the highway, I think everything else about the i3 was cooler.
So overall, which one would you take?
I don't know. I can't decide.
Well, there you go.
I'm split down the middle because there's certain things I like so much about each car more than the other.
Okay, let us know which one you guys would take or something else. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, patreon.com/StraightPipes, and join our YouTube membership.
And comment about electric car etiquette.
Yes. We'll see you on the next electric and non-electric video.
Also buy a G-Drive from BV Shop.
Yeah, also buy a shirt.
What else can people buy from us?
That's pretty much it for now.
All right, stop buying stuff.